Right. I'm back again on my page. I'm back again on my YouTube channel with another video. Very good, amazing video. Right. In this one, I'm assuming that you don't know anything about Trabablas interchange. I'm assuming that you have never heard about this thing called Trabablas interchange. I'm assuming that you don't understand anything about this thing, this work called Trabablas interchange. And I want to help you. I want to address you in this video right now. There's a place that was known as Mbudzi Interchange back in the days, back in the years, a place in Harare called Mbudzi Roundabout or Mbudzi Intersection. So this is the place that was converted and became Trababras Interchange. This new interchange, brand new interchange, was built on that place that used to be called Mbudzi Roundabout or Mbudzi Intersection or Mbudzi Interchange. So this is where they built, they converted that place, they transformed, and they called it Trababras Interchange, a brand new interchange in Harare. Right. Another point, there are three companies that were contracted to do the job, to do the work at Trababras Interchange. Three local companies, Masimba Construction, Tenso Systems, and Fosi Contracting. Fosi Contracting, Tenso Systems, and Masimba Construction or Masimba Holdings. They were contracted by the government via or through the Ministry of Transport to do the job, to do the work, to do the development at Mbudzi Roundabout. The project began in 2021, late 2021, but then because of financial issues, financial constraints, it practically started in September 2022, according to information or reports on the internet. Right. It was officially commissioned or open to traffic, open to people on 30 May 2025. 30 May 2025. Right. In terms of the design, two companies from South Africa were contracted by the government through the Ministry of Transport to do the work of design on that interchange. One of the name is Ovam Corporation, Ovam Corporation, and the other one, DNMZ Company. DNMZ Company. They were hired, contracted by the government via the Ministry of Transport to do the design of the Trabablas interchange. There at Mbudzi Roundabout in 2021. Sorry. So this is what happened in terms of the design of the Mbudzi Roundabout. So two companies from South Africa were contracted by the government to design the work, to design the Mbudzi Roundabout, which is now known as a Trababras Interchange. I said the name of the other company is DNMZ, a company, DNMZ company, and the other one, Ovam Corporation. Ovam Corporation. Right. The amount of money that was used for everything on the interchange, according to reports, according to information on the internet, they say it was $88 million, close to $90 million is the amount of money that was utilized to do all the work on the interchange, Trabablas interchange, $88 million. Although it can be broken down into parts, into sections, or into segments, they say the other money was used for the detour sections or detour roads on that interchange. The other money was used to compensate for people and families and property owners, property developers who were removed or displaced on that Mbudzi Roundabout to go and build somewhere, to go and stay somewhere, or to go and live somewhere. So families, property owners, property developers, real estate owners, property investors were displaced from that Mbudzi Roundabout to go and stay somewhere, build somewhere, or live somewhere. So there's financial compensation that was given to them. So it's part of the money again from the $88 million. Then they are talking about other professional fees professional costs that were incurred in the construction, in the design, in the engineering of this interchange, to pay this one, to pay that one. They call them professional fees. So this money, $88 million, can be broken down into segments, into sections, into parts, in terms of the financial payments that were done from 2021 until final in May 2025. Everything in between, all the events, all the processes, all the practices, all the activities that happened, there are financial payments that were paid uh, by the Ministry of Transport, of course, the government via the Ministry of Transport, to several people, several organizations, several contractors, several companies, several organizations in the whole process. So the $88 million can be broken down into parts like the way I've just described. Right. In terms of reactions and moods of people, some were happy, some were excited, some were so angry, some they didn't receive this work with a good heart, that they didn't receive this development or project with a good heart. For example, Ndebele people were crying, complaining, writing a lot of nonsense and rubbish on social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, even Snapchat. They're complaining about a lot of things. That there's development in Mashonaland, there's development in to the Shona people, and there's no development in Bulawayo, in Matebelen province. These were one of the complaints. They were angry, not happy. They were crying. They were lamenting about a lot of things. And this is one of the things, the issue of development in Mashonaland versus Matebelen region. Development for Shona people versus development for Ndebele people. They're crying. Ndebele people, they were crying. These are some of the things happening. Again, some people were commenting and saying, this work, this project is for ZANU-PF, political party in Zimbabwe. They're trying to gain political mileage. They're trying to put a political point. They're trying to convey. They're trying to channel a political point to the people to gain political mileage, to gain political power, to consolidate their political power by this work, development, or project. These were some of the comments on social media platforms. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't think so. I don't understand so. I don't know so. What do you say? What is your comment? What is your submission? What is your view? What is your opinion? What is your postulation? What is your submission? What is your take? What do you think? Share your random thoughts. Type, write your honest thoughts in the comments box, comment section about what people are saying, what I'm just sharing right now on this instrument of this video. Right. In terms of the funding, the money, the funds that were used, this $88 million, there are reports on the internet, on the website, that the money came from the COVID money, COVID funds that were given to Zimbabwe by IMF, International Monetary Fund, IMF, International Monetary Fund, this international financial body based in America, United States of America. So the funds, the money, they're saying it came from IMF, COVID funds given to Zimbabwe, channeled, conveyed to Zimbabwe back in 2021. So this money came from that amount. And the money given by IMF to Zimbabwe was $958 million. $958 million. $958 million. So from this big amount of money, then they took the $88 million to build what? And build this interchange. But some reports are saying no. They used what is called a venture financing model. Venture financing model, whereby the contractors who come with the money, they raise the money and give to the government or give to the Ministry of Transport for them to do the work. Something of that nature. Vendor financing model, whereby the contractors, they raise the money and they do the work, they do the project. and the government or the Ministry of Transport has to pay back the money to the contractors after some time, over some years of time, after a period of time, according to the agreement, according to what they write down on paper as their agreement. So this is what other reports are saying about vendor financing model that was used to build a Trabablas interchange. About the name Trabablas interchange, it's a nickname of the current president, Mnangagwa, Emerson D. Mnangagwa. It was his nickname back there, during the time of Rhodesia, when they fighting for independence, fighting for freedom, fighting for liberation, the days of liberation struggle. So it was his nickname, Trabablas, because he was a good soldier, very powerful, very strong soldier, a good military soldier. So this way they took his name, or he was given a nickname to say, you are Trabablas, you are Trabablas. So in one of the cabinet meetings now, after they built the interchange, they were discussing on how to name the interchange. Then one of the ministers said, no, what if we called him Simon Mazoros Road? And then they agreed on this name, Simon Mazoros Road, this national hero of Zimbabwe, because of what he did for the country of Zimbabwe. And again, on that interchange, there's a road called Simon Mazoros Road. On that interchange, Trabablas. On another meeting, somebody, a minister, raised another point, said, no, what if we call it a Trabablas after the name of the president, his nickname back there, when they were fighting for independence, fighting for freedom, fighting for the liberation, freedom, emancipation of Zimbabwe from the hand of Britain, or Great Britain. So they took that nickname and they agreed on that name. So no, let's call it Trabablas. And boom, it became formal and official, being called Trabablas Interchange. So in terms of the names, maybe you're wondering, you're so stressed, like, of all the names, why Trabablas? I'm telling you now, this is what happened. It's a nickname for this president, the current president of Zimbabwe. Back then, in the days of war, in the days of battle, liberation struggle war, or liberation days, fighting for independence, fighting for liberation of Zimbabwe from the shackles of Britain, from the hand of Britain. So they took that name and they named that thing. After they'd considered Simon Mazoros Road, Simon Mazoros Road, and they finally settled on this name, Trabablas, the nickname of the president during his days as a soldier, as a military soldier for Zimbabwe National Army. I hope you understand the breakdown that I'm doing. Right. On the interchange, there are many roads, 6 roads to be precise, to be exact, 6 roads on the interchange. On either side, on either angle, on whatever side, angle, or dimension, 6 roads in total. Masvingo Road, road to Harare City Center, road to Chitungwiza, road to Highland, and road to Glenora, road to Waterfalls. I'll repeat again. Road to Masvingo, road to Harare City Center, road to Waterfalls, road to Chitungwiza, road to Highland, and road to Glenora. Roads that you find on the interchange, Trabablas interchange. 6 roads. So I think these are the basic points, major points that you have to know and understand about the interchange. When it was opened on 30 May 2025, your people were happy. They celebrated. Soon after that day, on the days that followed, a lot of people were camping around that area, sitting, walking, loitering around that area, celebrating, happy, seeing, sightseeing that area. But as I talk to you now, I don't know if it's happening. But from the date it was commissioned by the president, 30 May 2025, the next day and the other day and the other day and the other day, people were seen loitering around, walking, laughing, gisting, jesting around that area. Trabablas interchange, happy, celebrating, excited, appreciating, embracing the project, the work, the development that was done by the president and his government, president and his cabinet of Zimbabwe. This is what you have to know about the Trabablas interchange, like the way I've broken down. Right. Another big point that I was to forget, according to paper, according to timeline, it was supposed to be finished in 2022. It was supposed to be completed, finished in 2022, year 2022. But because of financial constraints, financial challenges, and because of a COVID pandemic, 2020 connecting to 2021, it affected the progress of building the interchange. So it was not possible, practically impossible to complete it in 2022, practically impossible to finish it in 2022. But according to paper, according to things written down, stipulated down on paper, it was able to be finished in 2022. But because of COVID and financial constraints, financial disagreements between the Ministry of Transport authorities, Ministry of Transport authorities, and the people who were supposed to be compensated, those who were displaced from that area to go and build somewhere, to go and live somewhere, to go and stay somewhere. So there were disagreements according to information on the internet, information on websites on the internet that I know there's some squabbles, troubles, grievances, problems, disagreements between authorities of the government or government authorities via the means of transport or the government per se and the people, the property owners, property developers, the families, family households that were in that area. So they were displaced, they were removed to go and stay, live somewhere or build somewhere and leave this space, leave this place to build the interchange. So these agreements in terms of compensation, in terms of paying them, in terms of attaching value on their properties, on their houses. So there are disagreements to attach a value, to value their property, to value their lands, or to value their houses. So the issue of valuation, to value their things, properties, houses, or their lands, whatever their properties there in that area. So there are disagreements between the authorities or means of transport and these people or these companies or these property owners, property developers. So it took a lot of time for them to continue the work or the project. What the disagreements took a long time for them to be resolved, for them to be settled in terms of the payments or the compensations that is supposed to be done. So it was not possible to finish in 2022. But when everything was resolved and settled by whatever way, good or bad, I don't know, then the work continued until they finished in 2025. You have to know about that. COVID plus the financial issues to compensate, to value properties, everything, disagreements from this side and this side. They were failing to meet at one point. They were failing to gather themselves at one juncture. And it took a long time to continue the work, to progress with the development of Trabablas interchange. This is what the reports on internet is saying, or the information on the internet is saying. So I'm just reading and I'm just sharing with you what I read, what I studied, what I researched on. Fine, I'm done talking. So this is what you call Trabablas interchange in Zimbabwe, the country that Jehovah created by his wisdom and super intelligence. I'm done talking. Peace and sharp.